Well, how did you feel about your first performance?
Jittery.
It didn't sound jittery.
Okay, well that's good.
But I mean, did you enjoy it overall?
I think after the whole thing, yes.
Exactly. Good. And
That's
any reflections on hearing Hunter play?
Well, I think that takes music to a very different level.
Exactly. Yeah. Something for us all to aspire to.
Yes.
Right.
As someone just said, he and the guitar were one.
Exactly. So look, congratulations, because I thought you did an absolutely splendid job.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The big thing is that you turned up, it happened, it's now in the past, and you've got that to crow about.
Oh, I turned up for my guru.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
What about a response to Hunter's playing?
Oh wow, that's beautiful. That's shall I say it's really speechless.
Right. And Thomas?
Well, as you said, he was one of your students. I'm one of your students. He has set me a motivation.
Right.
I think it's beautiful playing. Yes,
Yeah.
I love it.
And how did you feel about your own performance?
My first public performance, I thank God I got through it. I'm happy. And I will do my best to repeat again, but better. Thank you.
Any other reflections on the evening?
Well, I'm happy to meet my fellow students and see exactly what they have gone through, hear about them and share with them. It's a source of encouragement, right? Despite my late start, but I can see that I have a long way to go, but it's very encouraging to see that what I've learned so far, others are using it very successfully. Yes.
Right, and I told them after you played that of all of the adult beginners that I'd started, you have the most perseverance. And I think you demonstrated that by starting time and time again, to establish the continuity version, which we did.
Yes, indeed. Thank you.
Good. All right. Thanks a lot, Thomas.
Sure, it's a pleasure.
Right. Right. No. How did you react to your playing tonight?
Well, I'm just not very satisfied with it.
Could you be a little more specific?
Like I felt like the intended effect wasn't there. Like sometimes I played the phrase a bit off and stuff like that. And there were just some parts that I didn't even manage to play the tone out like properly, the notes, especially in the solo piece. Yeah.
How did you feel about the tempos?
Now that you asked that, I think it was too fast.
Everything, because when the heart is beating to get the music to.
Yeah. So I sort of get a sense of that. Like after I was done, I walked in and I saw John, and he was like, "Whoa, you're fast." Yeah, so I get a sense of that.
Right.
Yeah.
And another thing, if it's possible to take a bit longer before you start the piece, experience the new mood in your mind. Did you notice Hunter?
Yeah.
He took a long time.
Yeah. So I guess it's more of like trying to jump into it straight away, and then you can't sense the fact that you're in fact playing too fast because you're not actually hearing that.
Exactly. You're not experiencing it in the first person.
Yep. So I guess it's a takeaway from this whole event.
One other suggestion I could have, and that is that the tempo problem can be part of the learning curve if you record.
Yeah, okay. I haven't given that a thought, but...
Because everybody is recording now, to get control over things.
Okay, yeah. We'll put that at the back of my head. And
Any other reflections that you care to share about the evening?
I think a workshop like this, you come here and you end up realizing that there are all these other people out there like you learning this, part of this, like, and at different intervals, like there's some guy who's been playing only for 3 months, and there's Hunter, and you really get a sense of like what road you're taking, and it gives you a sense of perspective, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
And the idea of the enormous altitude that can be achieved through continued education and the oneness with the instrument.
Yeah, so I guess that's very inspiring in a sense. Yeah, not something you feel or think about if you're just alone there. Yeah,
It would hardly be possible to imagine
Yeah,
such an experience, isn't it?
yeah, it wouldn't even occur to you.
Exactly. Right.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Night. So I think even up until 1 year or 6 months ago, the idea of you sitting up and giving such a performance as you did tonight was simply off the record. It could never happen. Am I right or not?
Especially the YouTube.
But how did you respond to the idea of being able to start over?
I think it made me less nervous, and I could sort of calm myself and restart again.
Right. And that, I think, really achieved the continuity effect that we're seeking.
Yeah, definitely.
Good. So plan to come in and we'll just continue the work.
Yes, thank you.
Good. And did you have any reflections you'd like to share with us on Hunter's playing?
It's very good playing, very fantastic and very inspiring. Yeah, definitely. I think it will be very difficult for me to achieve that, but I still enjoy it because he feels it. I feel it here.
And it shows the ultimate limits of the union of instrument and person, right? That he's one with the guitar.
Yeah, and especially the guitar, the instrument, is amazing. The sounds he produces. Yeah.
So any other reflections that you'd care to share with us about what happened tonight?
Oh, Mr. Luse finally got me on YouTube.
Good. So.
Yeah, thank you.
Right. So much happened tonight.
Yeah.
And where would you like to start?
Well, I'm just glad I survived. Like I came here thinking I really should give up trying to do this. And I can go home thinking, well, maybe not altogether. Yeah.
I thought you played with great conviction.
I hope so. I tried to.
And continuity versions are assured?
Well, that's a first, really.
Exactly.
So I suppose it's, however long it takes, it doesn't
Right.
matter if you can
Right.
get there.
And your oneness with the guitar was really second only to Hunter.
Oh, thank you. Because his performance is something I won't forget.
Right. And also your playing seemed much less labored, and it seemed more in tune with the spirit of the music.
Well, I'm glad.
Good. Branching out from that, did you have any reflections that you'd care to share on Hunter's playing?
I was really interested to see him playing the Torres because I tried that one that Matthew had a while ago, and I was interested to see what it was like, and so I understood a little bit the feel of it, and I've heard them played before, and the projection's so fantastic, and it looks very 19th century, so I think visually also it brings something very characteristic to the sort of program that he was playing.
Exactly.
I really enjoyed just watching that as well as listening. It seemed very appropriate.
Right. And the idea of this obscure, neglected repertoire.
Yes, that interests me so much because I'd never heard of any of these people.
Right.
And there's a sort of torrent, cascade of music coming out that we apparently almost lost, and Hunter's helping to recover it. I think that's really nice.
You can see very much the influence of the piano repertoire on these composers. You know, that the guitar had practically died out, and they brought it back to some semblance of respectability by listening to Schubert and Chopin and so on and so forth. And you can hear the influence, of those composers, the flourishes,
Yes, and also very orchestral, some of the music. So it seems to really be designed to let the guitar do everything that it can do.
Exactly. Any further reflections on the evening that you'd care to share with us?
Well, I think the atmosphere of this house is very lovely and intimate and calm, and that probably helped me to play a bit better than I usually manage, and I think it created a very nice atmosphere for everybody.
Right. Something of the gracious old lifestyle that still clings on in a few little enclaves.
And we were very lucky that there wasn't a thunderstorm, because we've had quite a lot of them in the last few days.
Absolutely. The weather god contributed a lot.
Okay.
Good. Thanks a lot, Rox. This was your first time playing tonight, and I'm wondering, how did it feel finally to get in front of an audience when you had something to say?
I feel exciting and a little bit nervous. And after perform, I feel very good.
And did you have any reflections at all on Hunter's playing?
I think he played very good, and
Did you sense in his body language that he was one with the guitar?
he is very enjoy it, and the audience also enjoy.
Great. Now, could you tell us just a little bit about your guitar career? You started in China,
Yeah.
and how long did you study in China?
I studied in China from 11 years old. Maybe 11, almost 7 years.
Okay, almost 7 years. And was that just with one teacher or several teachers?
Just one teacher.
Okay, all right. Now, what caused you to come to Singapore?
From diploma.
You mean Raffles Music College diploma?
Yeah.
Okay. And what happened to you with the guitar when you entered Raffles Junior Music College?
I didn't learn anything there, so I want to change guitar teacher.
So you sensed that you weren't making progress,
Yeah.
and you became rather desperate.
Yes.
And then what happened after that?
After that, I told Mr. Tan, my third teacher, about I want to change the teacher, and he helped me found you.
Right. So how would you describe your experience studying Luse Classic Guitar Method?
I think the details. A lot of details I never learned before.
Good. And what we have to see now is how your career can develop further. Because you're going to be leaving Singapore in less than 1 year. And the question is, where will you go? What will you do?
I want to go to Europe.
Any specific destination in mind?
Haven't.
You had mentioned Germany, I think, and you mentioned also France.
I want to go there, but because need learn another language, so I can.
Good. Well, thank you very much, Jerry. Your smile makes up for your lack of fluent English. Any reflections that you care to share with us about the evening?
Wonderful. I really enjoyed it very much. This is we had a good view of the standards, and your requirement, I can see that is really very different.
Right. And let me ask you this: what was the origins of your interest in guitar?
Well, I started playing guitar when I was in primary school. At that time, I think that was the cheapest instrument we could pick up. Then, like many of my friends, guitar is easy to initiate, but extremely difficult to master.
Right.
There are many people who attain grade 8 diplomas in piano, but guitars, no.
Exactly.
You can count his fingers.
And I understand also that you're interested in making arrangements.
Yeah, I think I hope we had more pieces, more popular pieces for young people. I think though all these masterpieces not easy to play. So young people, they will like something that's popular, something that's familiar tune. And so I'm trying to make some arrangements for pieces in the church, the hymns, and some popular Chinese musics, so that they can play it on a guitar as a solo, as a duet, or as an ensemble.
And are you able to play any of the solos yourself?
Trying to, but not your standard.
Right. Well, let's hope that one time we can take a look at them and see, maybe perhaps we could polish them up a little bit.
Definitely. I'll definitely come to you and look for your help.
All right. Well, don't take too long.
Thank you. I'm fully aware. Thank you.
Our little private joke.
Thank you.
And any reflections on the evening?
You know, I don't remember when was the last time I attended one of your workshops. It must be eons, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I were to... More than that, I think. More than that.
Could it have been the last time Chen Wen played?
I could have attended a few after that. But it still seemed like eons ago.
So do you notice any improvements or advances, changes in Luse classic guitar method?
There were some familiar pieces, which is good.
Yeah.
And some pieces, I think you've incorporated more finger techniques, a wider range or something, which I could pick up.
Right.
Yep. That's from my 3 years of being a student, right?
And what do you suppose the chances of you resuming student status are?
I know you've given me this free offer, or always asking me to come back for my classes. I think I have arthritic fingers. See, they don't move anymore.
Well,
see that, Robert?
This actually can be a way of reawakening the actions of the fingers. You see my first finger here?
That's a snake bite. Do you have a snake bite?
Yes, and this finger was immobilized. I couldn't bend it any more than that. And it's
At what age?
18.
So that's different.
Hey, don't use that as a cop-out. Come on.
Okay.
Well, it doesn't hurt to try. And
The last time I think I gave you the same answer.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, I'll think about it.
I get it.
But I think about it more seriously this time.
Very good, very good.
Still have a guitar up in Joe's cupboard.
Very good. Yeah, a fine guitar.
Yeah, it's a fine guitar. It was an old one that was reconditioned by this Malaysian
Matthew,
right? Yeah. Okay. All right.
And we should have an understanding here that there's one comment that you made that's not exactly spot on, and that is that I'm not offering you free lessons. I'm offering you lessons in recompense for your steadfast labor on my method covers, lo, these many years. Now, let me ask you this. How many avatars have the covers gone through?
Oh, gosh. You know, when I came back from the States, which is about 2 weeks ago, so I said, I better bring out the file. And I didn't realize, gosh, we've gone through so many. Right?
At least 3 or 4.
3 or 4, right. Then I said, I don't remember this one. And I said, oh yeah, I did this one. So memory is failing me.
Well, the thing I wanted to ask you, they've undergone a transformation from the sketches that I saw when I was over at your house. Now, what accounts for the transformation?
The latest one? I have a copy of it here now. Do you want to take a look? Are you talking about the transformation from the initial design? I guess you more or less kind of wanted a certain pattern that we carried on. So there's a continuation where we did a new set of covers. So
Because the minute that I looked at these, I had that light bulb moment that an idea has been created, which didn't exist but was inevitable. You know, it was just waiting out there to be and put in place.
That's your father. That's your father talking.
True.
Okay, all right.
I mean, they're masterpieces.
Thank you. That's all I can say.
The interesting thing, you know, that I find about this is that it's a funny kind of niche of art, in that it's an art that serves a definite purpose, and in so doing tends to be constrained by various things. But you've overcome that completely, and you've made something extremely beautiful out of something that is also functional.
You know, when I was doing the thumbnail sketches, it was easy because, you know, thumbnail sketches are about this big, right? And I'm swirling away and oh, yeah. And when I had to get down to the brass tacks, then, you know, you stiffen up. And then so you're trying to do, oh gosh, it's so stiff. Then I tried different medium, and then it didn't work. So finally I said, just got to relax. Like what you said, just take a deep breath and relax. So then you have to start doing it and just let something kind of be imperfect, because this was what we started off with, that design from the beginning, right? To have that kind of a little bit of not too computerized.
Right.
I mean, I could have done that on computer, but it would come out like a computer design. So I wanted something that has the touch, because it is music, right?
Well, you remember with the original covers, not the original law, but the main method covers, that we finally ended up doing a collaboration, you know, and we would start out with something very basic, and then we'd start tacking on various things, that, you know, and then we tack on a bit further. And the thing that I've noticed about those covers is that they're just as fresh, just as exciting.
It's because we decided to use the colors as forms of expression, and I think that's one of the best, because first thing is attractive, second the colors themselves is very abstract in terms of what it's trying to express.
And yet it expresses something quite concrete at the same time. Yeah.
So it's collaborative work.
Absolutely.